Yeah, I was roaming around eBay and I just happened to stumble upon another torch flashlight. I thought this one was cool because it's got, like, I don't know, blood splatter all over it. So this is one of your typical tactical uh, torches, and it's got the strike bezel on there, and it's got your little lanyard on there, and it's got your USB rechargeable, and it gives you the headline XHP 50.2. And then it gives you the other false number, 100,000 LM. But you read the fine print, and they claim it's got up to 1,800 lumens. Well, we're going to test that because we got the capability of testing it here. So this is one of your hybrids. It's a 26650, and it's got a little adapter in there for an 18650. Blah blah blah. It's supposedly got, you know, your wannabe XHP 50.2 LED in there. Probably a little piece of crap in there, stuff like that. It's a non-zoomy, so it's a single focus, so you get you know, your typical spot pattern and a little bit of flood lighting and stuff like that. So without further ado, let's test it out to see if it's any good. Of course, it's going to be, well, average, I would say. Not going to be no fantastic super flashlight. So we'll get a 18650 here that's been freshly charged, and I got freshly charged 26650s, and nice. Definitely a 26650 type torch. So we'll get our lux lumen meter here. That's been strictly calibrated by you know, Felix J. Cat, and then we'll go ahead and of course, our ambient light is 0.36. So if I were to put my hand over the hole, it will eventually go to 0. So we'll make a little adjustment here, make sure it's tight. Close enough. So we'll get the power button here. We'll stick it on the old lumen here, so we'll deduct about 0.15. 720-ish lumens on high with a fresh battery. And of course, as the thing warms up, it starts dropping lumens, which is normal for any type of LED torch. Of course, this has several different functions on it. It's got high, medium, low, and it's got not quite a strobe, but flashing on and off, and it has SOS below the, and it also is one of the nice ones where you don't have to go through all the functions to turn it off. You can just push and hold, and it turns off, and it always turns on high. So even if you had it on medium, low, and turned off, it'll always be on high, and that's just the way this little monster is. And we're down to 600 and dropping fast. Of course, a lot of the lumens has a lot to do with the battery that's inside it. So 26650, who knows? So we started off in the 720s, and now we're in the 500s. So don't really know when it's going to stabilize. It continues to go down at a pretty good clip. We'll have to do a amperage test on this too. So it's going down pathetically amount. So definitely not a good. And this is what kind of pattern you get. Let's see if I can aim it out the door. So that's what kind of pattern you get, which is not awful, but definitely not a 18650 type flashlight. It's got too much horsepower for a little tiny battery. So we'll put a real battery in there. Of course, anything that comes with an adapter, you know, just get the right battery for it and just call it a day. Of course, there's not very many places where you can actually get these decent 26650s. I just happen to find these things. So if you are in the market for a decent 26650s, first thing you want to do is when you get them is to weigh them, if you have the capability of weighing them. And if you've got a decent one, 96 grams. So if it weighs 50 or 80, let's just say anything under 70. If it's under, let's say under 80. So if it's under 80 grams, just go ahead and box it back up and ship it back to where you bought it from, because it's garbage. And why do I say it's garbage? Because you might be buying one of these. A 26650 battery with a 18650 hidden inside of it. That's what you might be buying. Or you might be buying even something smaller. Who knows? Because you don't know. So, these happen to be E-Fests. I just happen to find them on eBay. They are the legit kind. And the other one is, I got a different brand that I use too, that I buy right from Lumencraft. Keep Power. So if you can find Keep Powers or genuine E-Fests, you're in a good shape for 26650s for torches. So you definitely don't want to buy the nice green ones that you see on eBay that are super cheap, because they are cheap, because there's nothing in them. Okay, so we'll put this guy on. So we started in the 720s with a fresh 18650 and then pathetically dropped into the 400s. And then with a 2650, we get 900. Which is a big improvement, which shows you that batteries do matter. Of course, with this demonstration, just shows you how pathetic China brand LEDs really are. Sure does drop off quick, that's for damn sure. It shows you how pathetic that LED really is. Now, nowhere's near they advertise 1800 lumens. So, but guess what? They only advertise that because they know the average consumer is not going to say, I know the difference between 1800 and 900 and 12,000 lumens. You know, I can just tell by eye. So we started off at 900 and we're already in the sixes. So that's pathetic for an LED. So this one might be getting hacked. We might be breaking inside of it someday and putting a real Cree LED in there. Maybe even a better driver, who knows. Look at that. We're already in the 400s. We broke 400 from 900. And it continues to drop. That's pathetic. Absolutely disgusting. It's so pathetic it even reset its scale. And that's what even with a good battery in there. And I've tested these batteries, and they do have the horsepower to feed an LED, high power LED. These are not high power; they're pathetic. So it looks like we leveled off at about 369 lumens. Started off at 900. That's lame. There's your medium. And there's your low. So. There's your silly strobe. I don't know why they put strobe in flashlights. What is the purpose of strobe? It is so stupid. Same thing with SOS. That's just stupid. Terrible. So, we'll change batteries here, and then we'll go ahead and we'll do a amperage test to see how many amps that thing is drawing. It's drawing quite a... Well, it can't be drawing that much because the lumen is pathetic. Especially when it's warmed up. So since this is low voltage, and might as well consider fairly high amperage, you definitely want to be using an amp clamp and not going through your circuitry of your meter, because you're not going to get a super accurate measurement. So we'll get this sucker warmed up here. And we'll go ahead and turn it on. This thing is doing weird things again. It always does weird things. So it's drawing about 4.5 amps. So it'll probably start off about maybe 5 or 6. Well, since this particular meter doesn't like to play nice, when it first starts up, it gives an inaccurate reading because it's China for you. So, not the best flashlight or torch in the world, but, you know, it's cheap enough. You know, it's only a couple of bucks. I just liked it because it had a cool pattern on it. It's got like blood stains on there, or splatter, or whatever there. And it is a USB rechargeable one because it does have the little port here. And it's a USB micro, which is a shitty connector to begin with. But there it is. And when you got it charging, it flashes red. And then when it's done charging, it turns to green. So, basic little torch with a little lumen test. So, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.